She told me she didn't want me to meet her brother, said he was protective. Then I found out he wasn't her brother. He was her husband. When I asked why she lied, she said because you're my type. He's just for stability. I sent him the screenshots, booked a flight and left a message on her bathroom mirror. Good luck explaining this one. 81 missed calls, still not flying home. There's a special kind of emptiness that comes with discovering your entire relationship was built on a foundation of lies. It's not just the betrayal. It's the sudden realization that the person you've been sharing your life with never actually existed. I'm currently sitting in a beach bar in Cabo, watching the sunset while my phone continues to light up with calls and texts from a woman who, up until 3 days ago, I thought might be the one. Life has a twisted sense of humor sometimes. For background, I'm 33 and had been dating Vanessa, 31, for almost a year. We met at a friend's wedding in Portland where she was apparently visiting from Seattle. She was striking, tall, confident with this infectious laugh that made everyone around her smile. After spending the entire reception talking, I asked for her number and things progressed quickly from there. Since we both worked remotely, our relationship evolved into a comfortable rhythm of extended stays at each other's places. A week at mine in Portland, then I'd go to Seattle for a week or two. The distance was manageable, and we were already talking about eventually settling in one city. There was just one persistent oddity. Whenever I was at her apartment in Seattle, she had strange rules. Certain times I couldn't be there. Specific days when she'd insist on meeting at my hotel instead. And she was intensely private about her phone. Always face down, always locked, always with her. My brother stays with me sometimes when he's in town. She explained early on. He travels a lot for work, but he has a key and crashes at my place when he's in Seattle. Made sense. Siblings share spaces sometimes, but I never met this brother despite dating Vanessa for nearly a year. Mark's just really protective, she'd say whenever I suggested meeting him. Ever since our parents died, he's appointed himself my guardian. He's old-fashioned and would make things weird if he knew I was serious with someone. Another red flag I conveniently ignored. I've never met a 31-year-old woman whose brother's approval mattered that much, but grief affects families differently. Right. And as someone who'd lost my own father recently, I understood complicated family dynamics. Last month, Vanessa suggested we take our relationship to the next level. She wanted me to move to Seattle permanently. We'd find a new place together away from her apartment that had too many memories of her family. I was on board. My lease was ending in 2 weeks anyway, and I'd already been thinking about proposing soon. That's when fate decided to stop being subtle about the warning signs I'd been ignoring. I flew to Seattle early to surprise her. She wasn't expecting me until the next day, but I thought I'd get a head start looking at potential apartments in neighborhoods we discussed. I picked up some flowers, grabbed dinner from her favorite Thai place, and headed to her apartment around 7 p.m. As I approached her door, I heard laughter inside. Vanessa's distinctive laugh accompanied by a man's deeper chuckle. My first thought was innocent. Must be the elusive brother finally in town. I knocked. The laughter stopped abruptly. Hushed voices followed, then footsteps approaching. Vanessa opened the door just enough to show her face, looking genuinely shocked. Not the good kind of surprised, the caught red-handed kind. "Ryan, what are you doing here?" Her voice was higher than usual, strained. I held up the flowers and takeout bag. "Thought I'd surprise you. Is this a bad time?" She glanced behind her then back at me. "My brother's here. Can you give me like an hour?" Behind her, a man's voice called out, "Babe, who is it?" Babe. Not exactly brotherly. The look on my face must have said everything because Vanessa immediately tried damage control. "Mark calls everyone that. It's his thing." Like an idiot, I almost believed her. Almost. But then a man appeared behind her, arm sliding casually around her waist, chin resting on her shoulder with the comfortable familiarity of long-term intimacy. "Who's this?" he asked, eyeing me with more curiosity than suspicion. He was nothing like I'd imagined her protective older brother would be. No resemblance to Vanessa whatsoever, and he was wearing a wedding ring. Vanessa froze. The man, Mark, apparently, sensed her tension and straightened up. "Seriously, who is this guy?" I found my voice somehow. I'm Ryan, Vanessa's boyfriend of almost a year. The transformation on his face would have been fascinating in any other context. Confusion, then shock, then a cold controlled anger. Boyfriend, he repeated flatly. He looked at Vanessa. Is this some kind of joke? She pushed him back into the apartment, then stepped outside, pulling the door almost closed behind her. Her composure was remarkable, like switching masks. Ryan, I can explain everything, but right now I need you to leave. This is complicated, and is he your husband? I interrupted, already knowing the answer. She hesitated just long enough. It's not what you think. I laughed, a hollow sound even to my own ears. It never is it? Is he your husband? Yes. She admitted finally. But we're separated, practically divorced. I was gonna tell you once it was finalized. The door yanked open again. Mark stood there, phone in hand. We're not separated, he said, voice dangerously calm. What the hell is going on, Vanessa? I should have left then. Should have walked away and let them deal with their implosion. But some masochistic part of me needed the full picture of exactly how thoroughly I'd been played. How long have you been married? I asked him directly. For years this October, he replied, watching his wife closely. We live in Chicago. I'm here twice a month for business. Chicago, not Seattle. Everything clicked sickeningly into place. Her apartment was actually their pied-a-terre. The days I couldn't visit were when he was in town. The reason I'd never seen family photos or personal history in her place was because this was just their secondary residence. I think you two have a lot to discuss, I said, setting the flowers and food on the hallway floor. Congratulations on your upcoming anniversary. I turned to leave, but Vanessa grabbed my arm. Ryan, wait, please. I can explain everything. I think you've explained enough. No. You don't understand. Her voice dropped to a desperate whisper. Mark's he's for stability, for security. You're different. You're my type. What we have is real. I stared at her, genuinely stunned by the audacity. Her husband was standing 3 feet away, hearing every word. Wow. Was all I could manage. Mark's face was ashen. For stability. He repeated. Is that what I am to you? What followed was the kind of raw, ugly argument that makes neighbors consider calling the police. I backed away, heading for the elevator as their voices escalated behind me. Only when I reached the lobby did I realize I was shaking. I checked into a hotel downtown and spent the night staring at the ceiling, replaying a year's worth of memories through this new horrible lens. Every time she'd been visiting family in Chicago, she was actually going home to her husband. Every future we'd planned was built on a foundation of absolute fiction. Around 3 a.m., my phone lit up with a text from Vanessa. Can we please talk? I know you're hurt, but there's so much more to this story. Mark's staying with a friend tonight. Please come over. I didn't respond, but I did make a decision. The next morning, I went back to her apartment building. I knew her husband wouldn't be there. Not after what happened. The doorman recognized me from my many previous visits and let me up without question. I still had the key she'd given me months ago. The apartment was silent when I entered. Vanessa was apparently out, probably searching for me at nearby hotels. I took my time collecting the few belongings I'd left there over the months. Then I sat down and wrote out everything she'd said the night before, verbatim. Mark's just for stability, for security. You're my type. I took a photo of the note, then headed to the master bathroom and used her lipstick to write on the mirror. Good luck explaining this one. Then I did the rational thing. I booked a flight to Cabo, where I had a friend with a vacation rental. But before boarding, I sent Mark a text with screenshots of Vanessa's messages from the night before, along with a photo of the lipstick message. Thought you should see this. For what it's worth, I had no idea you existed. She told me you were a brother. I turned off my phone during the flight. When I landed in Mexico and powered it back up, I had 37 missed calls from Vanessa. By evening, it was up to 81, plus countless texts ranging from apologetic to angry to desperate. Please come back so we can talk. You don't understand the whole situation. Mark was cheating on me too. This isn't one-sided. I was going to leave him for you. I just needed time. How could you do this to me? Writing on the mirror was childish. Mark's threatening divorce. Are you happy now? The last one almost made me laugh. Yes. I imagine finding out your wife has been carrying on a year-long relationship with another man might inspire thoughts of divorce. Shocking. That was 3 days ago. I'm still in Cabo, still ignoring Vanessa's increasingly desperate attempts to contact me. Mark hasn't responded to my message, which is fair. I'm just another complication in what must be an already catastrophic situation for him. What's strangest is how calm I feel. There's pain, obviously. A year of my life invested in someone who never actually existed. Plans and dreams evaporated overnight, but mostly there's a weird sense of clarity. Like waking up from a dream that seemed real, but made no logical sense in the light of day. All those rules and restrictions suddenly fit perfectly into place. Her insistence that we always get separate hotel rooms when traveling to maintain independence. Her panic when I once suggested surprising her at work. Her vagueness about future plans beyond a few months ahead. I can see now that I wasn't her boyfriend. I was her Seattle distraction. A way to alleviate the boredom of waiting for her husband to fly in twice a month. What I still can't understand is the end game. What exactly did she think would happen when she suggested I move to Seattle permanently? Did she think her husband would never find out? Or did she just not care? My phone buzzes again as I write this. Vanessa, calling for the 82nd time. I decline and order another beer from the beach bar. Tomorrow I'm meeting with a real estate agent here in Cabo. My job is remote. My lease in Portland is ending, and honestly, waking up to ocean views while nursing a broken heart doesn't sound like the worst way to spend the next few months. The irony isn't lost on me that Vanessa's lies inadvertently led me exactly where I should be, far away from her. Sometimes the trash takes itself out in the most roundabout ways. I don't know what's happening back in Seattle. I don't know if Mark's divorcing her, if she's concocted some explanation to salvage her marriage, or if they've reached some new understanding. I just know it's not my problem anymore. The most valuable thing I've learned from all this, when someone shows you who they are, believe them the first time. And if they're working suspiciously hard to prevent you from meeting certain people in their life, there's usually a damn good reason. Edit. To those asking if I regret sending the screenshots to Mark. No. If someone had been dating my spouse for a year without my knowledge, I'd want to know. He didn't do anything wrong here. We were both played. Edit 2. Yes. I know writing on the mirror with lipstick was petty, but after discovering your entire relationship was a lie, a little pettiness feels justified. And compared to what she did, defacing a mirror with her own makeup barely registers on the revenge scale. Edit 3. For those curious about legal implications, the apartment is their jointly owned property. I checked property records online after the fact, so I had every right to be there with the key she gave me. I only took my own belongings. And no, I don't plan on suing for emotional damages or whatever else you're suggesting. I just want to move on. Update. It's been 2 weeks now. I've signed a 6-month lease on a place here in Cabo. The calls finally stopped after I sent one final text making it clear I wanted no further contact. Through mutual friends, I heard Vanessa is telling people I overreacted to her complicated family situation. Classic. Mark apparently has filed for divorce and returned to Chicago permanently. As for me, the ocean's warm, the beer's cold, and my life feels clearer than it has in a long time. Sometimes an ending is really just a better beginning in disguise.